This is Sports Talk with Tom Watkins on the edge. That's me, I'm Tom Watkins, late here, 11:19 p.m. on a Friday night. I want to talk about the sport. I haven't talked sports in a while. I haven't been on, obviously, I'm not near a radio station, so that sucks. I want to talk about something that's got my mind here, and it's about the NBA championship last night. I want to hit on the Hawks too, because I haven't talked a lot of Hawks with my show here. Well, the thing that's interesting is obviously Miami won, and they got their LeBron's got his second ring, D Wade's got his third, and Miami's got three championships overall. What's so funny now is I was watching ESPN, the ABC last night with Wilbon and Magic and Jalen Rose and all them. And Magic said something kind of important. He said, he's like, this is about getting the rings. This isn't about the first, now it's about getting the championships, catch up to Michael, to MJ. I think a lot of people think that they're going to win three. That's my opinion. I think they're going to win. I think they think that they're going to win three. But I think this year for them was really easy. I mean, really, who did they have to really get through? The Pacers. The Pacers. Now, the Spurs are a very good team. I'm not going to deny that. But they're also on their last stride. That was probably their last stride to a championship. Let's be honest. They didn't go through an OKC team with Durant and Westbrook and them. They didn't go through my Chicago Bulls here with our guy D Rose. They didn't do that. I think, in my opinion, next year, if Miami goes for their repeat, it's number 3. I think there's 3 teams that they're going to have to get through to get to that title again. I think there's 2 teams in the East. And then the team that I think is going to come out of the West, OKC. That's the first team they have to get through, I believe, to win their title. Because I think OKC is going to come back. OKC's one. The Indiana Pacers, I think, are another team. And then I think our Bulls are the other team. Why I don't say Boston? Boston and Chicago. Stacey King said a while back that Boston and Chicago are the only 2 teams that aren't afraid of the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference. Which... you got to put the Pacers on that list now because they took them to Game 7. They almost beat them. Why I don't say Boston now? Because there's a lot of news reports going out right now lately about Doc Rivers going to the Clippers because Vinny got fired. And they wanted to do a trade with some players where they would send DeAndre Jordan for Kevin Garnett, and then Doc Rivers would go with some picks from the Clippers, first-round picks. The NBA denied that trade. And that has happened in the past in sports where you can trade coaches with players in a package like that, but it just didn't work out like that. If Doc Rivers leaves the Celtics, which probably it looks very likely right now, the way the reports are coming out, then I think the Bulls and the Pacers are the 2 teams that are going to have to get by the. That's who the Heat are going to have to get past, honestly. The one flaw, I think, in the Miami Heat's game, and anybody who watches this, or anybody's a fan of the sports talk thing, can question me on this. In my opinion, the flaw, the Achilles heel, is their front court game with the Miami Heat. Yeah, you have LeBron that can play every position, but they don't have a true center. They have Chris Bosh, but he's pretty worthless. I mean, let's be honest. He scored 0, the big deuce egg in Game 7. To me, that's their Achilles heel. And look at Indiana's got Roy Hibbert, and Roy Hibbert dominated Bosh, and it's just too bad they couldn't take Game 7. I was really hoping they would. Bulls have Joakim. If Joakim can play like he did in this last playoff, they're gonna have the Miami Heat are gonna have some problems when we run into them next year in the playoffs. That's for sure. With D Rose coming back, they're gonna have some problems. And then OKC, Durant, Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, Kendrick Perkins. To me, that sounds like a pretty good lineup to me. Front court, they don't have a true center. Maybe they'll pick up true center. Obviously, Ray Allen helped them a ton this year. It seemed like he helped the Heat a lot. I don't know. It's just interesting to think about. And you also got to think about too. Do they leave? Do the big three split up after this year? Or after next year? Because they can opt out of their contracts in 2014. I was thinking about it last night after that, watching that game 7. I was like, you know what would be sick is if they split. It'd be interesting. It'd be like, what if LeBron won his 3rd title in Miami, and then he split? He left and went back to Cleveland. And you gotta remember now, Cleveland has the #1 pick this year. So he goes back, and he's got Kyrie Irving, he's got Deion Waiters, he's got Andre Vigerio, he's got the #1 pick, which will probably be Noel from Kentucky. That'd be a beast lineup with LeBron James. He'd probably win more rings than he would in Miami. He might win more rings than he would in Miami with that kind of lineup. Yeah. I mean, I gotta imagine though after this next season that Chris Bosh will opt. I can't see him staying. He just doesn't look like he fits the equation anymore like he used to. Not to me. So that's my opinion. I think in the next year or two, I think the Bulls. One thing I was thinking about, and I hope they do it. And I know they're not going to do it this year because of the cap and all that and the money situation. We keep on saying add a superstar, and I think the only way they're going to be able to add a superstar is through trade. I don't think they should bank on free agency. I don't think they're going to get anybody in free agency. And I think they should trade for K-Love in the next 2 years. Seriously, they should trade for Kevin Love from the Minnesota Timberwolves in the next 2 years. Can you imagine a front court with you have D Rose? Say you keep Lou Wall. I mean that's going to be tough, but say you keep him. Say you got him kept in the trade. And then you have Kirk. Say you keep Kirk. Then your front court. You either have to give up Noah or Taj. Either one of those with K-Love in your front court, that'd be dominant. Either one could. I mean, that's a team that could beat the Heat right there. If you had that kind of front court, they'd be screwed. The Heat. So that's what I think about that. It's an interesting scenario. I mean. You saw the Heat were going to win it, though. I mean, I thought Tim Duncan missed that layup, man. I was like, shit. I'm like, come on, man. But, oh well. Got their second. Not 1, not 2, 3,